Hey, Laura J. Making my way back to the seat where my grandma and grandpa had their vessels that transported their physical bodies to the graveyard where they were buried. Urns. Which is why we think that we need to earn our way through life. Because we're going to wind up in an urn, so we better earn our way along the way, right? We are living in a spellcast world, and the crazy part is that everything has been designed to support the fraudulent fiction. And it's called a legal fiction because there was a whole codex created by Justinian, who was the nephew of Julius Caesar. And Maximus has decided that he wants to attack his cat house. And it's befitting because Justinian became the Caesar of all things within Hiero's prism. And this is where the hegemonic priesthood of the hegemony of dominant culture comes into the frame, with the priesthood being the same entity that was under the Holy See that only fictitiously divided church and state, because they actually remained united. Just their names changed, parties changed, terms changed, and then we start to see how all of these statuses, personages, and titles work together to convert us from what we were before the status, title, or personage was thrust onto us. And then we came to identify with that instead of what we identified with or as prior to the assignment of this new identity that came in the form of the label that could be checked to confirm, yes, that is what I am. So I want to prove that the Bible is the supporting legislation to the Justinian Codex upon which the legal fiction is used. And I believe this is where the pillars of the church and state doctrine blur and can be seen working together, hence there being an authorized version of the Bible within the court system. I believe it is high time for us to understand about whose house are we pledging allegiance to, being about more than feudalism, about more than manorialism, about more than corporatism or piratism, or all the ways that flags, banners, logos are used in order to confuse us by identifying with the sign compared to what it actually represents, what it means that we are doing when we are giving the sign to do the thing. What does it mean? What is the connection? And how does the gap get closed? These are considerations we oftentimes don't make when we are just filling orders, compared to when we are on the other side of an order that is being filled by someone who is being paid to do the thing. So, Maximus wants to attack now a bag. Cat's out of the bag, guys. So, to all believers in Christ, please know there is no offense intended to the origin stories you were raised to believe. It's just details have been changed over time to suit the ruler of that time, and the Bible is ultimately an entrapment tool for the consciousness of the one externalizing our power, which is exactly what we're taught to do within Hiero's PRism, where the victim looks to the rescuer or hero to save us from the persecutor or punisher. And this is where we see that if we trust the wrong source, well, then we might put source in a different order and call it course of the day. So, what we have left on this page, I've got 3 chart pages in the other room, as well as on this page here, is the introduction to a project that is designed to actually grow the artists first and foremost, and create a community that we can contribute to one another in order to be part of, so that we feel we are valued because we are valuable, because we contribute something of value to others, based on hard-won lessons that we learned by going through the ropes as we did, learning what we did from that experience, and then imparting that wisdom so others don't have to go through those ropes the same way without guidance to say, hey, the course over here is easier, so try it this way. Ow! And otherwise you might get clawed in the process, because those clauses are what contain the Joker text. Moose! Oh my goodness. So, if I were to lift my foot, you would see that I have a cat on my foot. Moose, you are impressive, my love. So, he's telling me, ow, that the lesson is over for now. Oh my God, Maximus. That hurts. Your nail is needing trimming, my love. Okay. So, you are the leading star. You are the leading star in your story. As an artist, it's vital you're able to claim this. Making claims is a vital life skill in life and as part of the industry. So, learning the power positions of public offices and how to claim the right to remain private while sharing publicly is not just a privilege, but a necessity in modern day, in the modern age. So the hourglass concept of the private and public is when the public presents as Hiero's PRism. This is a public relations campaign that you can't skip out on, because the ism is the system built around the thing, and Hiero was actually the tyrant whose life was no better off than the peasants he oversaw, and then sent villains to be villains in the lives of those who became victims' story. And then their story was told in a way that they could say, a villain came and hurt me, and now I can't do that which I was already disadvantaged in order to do in the first place, as to why I hadn't done it. I couldn't, and now I definitely can't. Why are these bullies coming after me? Well, let's follow Alice down the rabbit hole and walk the road to Oz to find we already had the very thing we quested for within us the whole time. There are Roman titles within ancient hierarchies that we are still abiding by. So let's discuss the overlapping elements of present patterns while claiming our rightful place as the first person in our story, alongside other artists who are also reclaiming their power and ability to tell an empowered story through their music too. And together we can make our image work for us, because we see the need to be the mage I am when I choose to command the je suis of the first person office of the propuria persona. That is the office of the principal that is able to direct the responsible agent. Ow! My word, Moose! That is painful. He is attacking my foot and bit me ankle. So I say the Achilles heel maybe, while also understanding the dietary concept and all the layers of proclaimed jurisdiction until contested. Learn self-advocacy for yourself and your career while gaining access to some of the most inspiring books. The Alchemist, The Archer, and The Four Agreements, as a man thinketh. Your invisible power in leveling the playing field, owed to Laurelise, the course I made in June. Well, we're about to go deeper into that to learn the ways and to see how the Joker plays in the text we share, and then we see the care in our environment and see how others might need certain things and we need elsewise. And so if we don't stay focused on what we need to, they may distract us. So it's important to hold our focus and say that's all she wrote for today. I hope you have a great one. Thank you. Namaste.